Colin, is let's go to the Jets. Justin Fields. Sure, he's on his third team in 3 years, but Jets owner Woody Johnson thinks the quarterback has found a home. Woody said he thinks Fields is a total winner and that he's been impressed with Justin ever since he played at Georgia.
All right. Yeah, very exciting.
We got some stats for Mr. Fields here.
Okay.
They're they are what they are. He's a total winner. Started his career 5-20.
Well, now let's just go to his last 16 starts. Let's be fair.
But,
so in his last 16 starts, some of those are Pittsburgh. His last 16 starts, because all rookie quarterbacks struggle, and the Bears were a mess. In his last 16 starts, it's fairly encouraging.
Yeah.
The first thing I look at, 26 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's a nice number. That was Carson Wentz that last year in Indianapolis, 27-7. So we can say what we want about Justin Fields. Two things are true about Justin Fields. Everybody likes him. He's not a polarizing guy. Old players, young players, owners, coaches, everybody likes him. Second, he is getting better.
Yeah.
So if Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, and Baker Mayfield were reborn in this league, there's absolutely no question Justin Fields, I tell you this, he's more athletic than all those guys, and he's got as good an arm as all those guys. So I know you think I'm smiling, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's fair. Jaden Daniels is an outlier. Let's be fair with Justin Fields. So he's not a polarizing guy. People want to help him. When you're Jay Cutler and half the league doesn't like you, it's hard to find everybody in the building that you can't galvanize a group. Everybody wants Justin to succeed. That's the Sam Darnold story. Everybody likes Sam. Everybody's working in Sam's direction. It's not a divided room. And he's getting better. Not great, but he's getting better.
All right, let's just settle. It's weird because when I'm high on the Jets, you're like, dude, get a clue. And now you sound bullish on Fields and the Jets, and I'm like, I've seen this story before. It feels like the Charlie Brown pulling the football out. It's like, all right, Justin Fields, he's getting better. We got this. The new OC, Ben Johnson's like hyping up the new Jets offensive coordinator. I guess he was with the Lions and Aaron Glenn. And I'm not going to get excited. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
What is their over-under, 6.5?
I think it was 5.5.
I would take the over. Yeah, it's a good roster. I'd take the over on that. Yeah, no.
Okay. To this day, I still don't understand why people lionize quarterbacks, and it becomes, you really have these fan bases where they're either the fan of the team or the fan of the quarterback, and they just defend these quarterbacks to their blue in their face, and make them out to be something that they're not. And I see that most definitely with Justin Fields. And the problem is that if you say someone like a quarterback, Justin Fields is not like great, he's not a top quarterback in the NFL, people automatically jump and act like that you're then saying that he's trash, he's garbage, he's the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL. And it's like, that's not true either. And they want to say, well, look at the last 16 starts, and 9-7 and 63.8 0.8 completion percentage, and etc. Again, if you have a competent team around a quarterback like Justin Fields and have competent coaching, you can win some games and you can get some decent play out of someone like a Justin Fields. He's a great athlete. He's not a trash garbage player. So you're going to be able to put up some nice numbers. You're going to be able to win some games. You're going to be able to play football. You're going to be able to have a chance to win. But when you look at Justin Fields actually running an offense and executing an offense, just look at his comfortability. Look how the offense was run and executed with Justin Fields compared to a Russell Wilson. The comfortability alone was just night and day. What they were able to do offensively was night and day. That alone is concerning. That alone is concerning. The sheer fact that anytime Justin Fields was in the lineup and playing, there was a feeling of, oh man, this guy looks really overwhelmed and uncomfortable. It just screams off the screen. You can see the lack of comfortability. If you want to talk about Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield, especially Baker Mayfield never looked uncomfortable ever. Ever. Was he as successful as he was in the middle of the year? But like when he first started with the Browns, he played pretty well. He then got banged up. He then went to McVay, had pretty much immediate success. Obviously, there was only so much for him to do out there. And then went with the Bucs and had immediate success. So like this is a different journey entirely, quite frankly. Sam Darnold also, it's not just where he was. It was also how his game, his mechanics, his ability, his talent developed. He put in a tremendous, and still does, a tremendous amount of work with Palmer, who runs his own little, quarterback, program essentially. That he's significantly and massively improved. And yes, we can reference these other quarterbacks as well. What about these quarterbacks? They were able to make it happen, etc., etc. Yes, there's always that example. And we could do that always. Oh, you can get a quarterback in the fourth round and still win Super Bowls. Look at Tom Brady, and it's like, yeah, Tom Brady definitely was not the number one overall pick. You're right. Peyton Manning struggled his first year. Yeah, absolutely. Look at Josh Allen. He struggled. Therefore, AR for the Colts is going to be great. Like, that's not actually logic. Just using random examples is not actually like the logic that you're supposed to follow in these instances. Which is why using examples as a reference, as like a general frame around the conversation makes sense. It shows you the possibilities, but you can't use it as proof of something. That's just not how these arguments get constructed, and it's not how you get close to the reality. Just look at what you're seeing. Yes, it's encouraging that Justin Fields was better in his last 16 starts than his first 28 starts. Absolutely. And if he can continue on this upward trend, then sure. Absolutely. But there's still just such an uncomfortableness with the speed and the style of the NFL that Justin Fields seems to just lack. And it's not just the physical skill set. It's just not. Because we know how athletic he is, but it takes more than just the physical traits here. And yet, again, it's something that people don't love to talk about. But it's just a reality. And as Kurt Warner put it, I think about a year or so ago, like last offseason, he was just like, there's this idea that there's certain aspects of the game that you'll be able to develop, or if you're with a better coach, etc., etc. He's like, but there's other aspects of the game that it doesn't matter who your coach is. Doesn't matter, what team you're playing for. It's not going to be developed. It's not going to improve significantly. And he was talking directly about Justin Fields. And, and so that's the thing that you kind of have to, reconcile with. And can your athleticism, can your physicality overcome that? My argument in this high level NFL right now, the answer is no. The answer is no. And again, it doesn't mean that you can't, if he's in a good situation with a good coaching staff, good defense, can he win 9-10 games? Absolutely. Absolutely. Can he put up some touchdowns and put up a decent passer rating? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Can he play a high level football against top defenses around the NFL? So far, not so much. And so people, again, want to use like some of these other quarterbacks as an example, and it just doesn't fully make sense to me. And it's funny that people want to use Sam Darnold as an example only when it's convenient for them. Because one minute they want to say, well, look, Sam Darnold was able to be great. But then on the other side, they want to say, see, Sam Darnold's trash. He's a pumpkin. Look what he did against the Rams and against the Lions. He's no good. He's not good. They only won because of Kevin O'Connell on that stacked roster. And it's like, well, okay. Well, so then I guess you don't want to use Sam Darnold as an example. So again, you gotta be consistent, and you gotta be consistent with what you're seeing. What we saw from Sam Darnold, we've never seen out of Justin Fields. Ever. And even Caleb Williams, who did not play great with the Chicago Bears, did not have a great season, still showed more than anything Justin Fields was able to do in terms of actually playing some pretty high quality football when the moment mattered most. Caleb Williams did that many times. Many times. You can't just look at the outcome itself. You can't just look at the win-loss record, the completion percentage, touchdown interception ratio, etc., etc. You can't do that. So yeah. I don't know. It's just the Justin Fields. Some of these quarterbacks seems to be so fascinating. And ironically, you do have Baker Mayfield, who have this massive fan base. I shouldn't say massive fan base, but a very passionate fan base. And same thing with Justin Fields. Sam Darnold does not have that. He does not have that passionate, do or die, ride or die fan base. Justin Fields has it. Patrick Mahomes certainly has it. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I would say Joe Burrow doesn't have it. Jalen Hurts. I would say Jalen Hurts has more Philadelphia Eagles fans than his own individual fan base. I feel like if Jalen Hurts went to a different team, he would lose a lot of that support. But it's so interesting how a handful of these quarterbacks just get their own individual fan base that is ride or die with them. And it's just, in the NFL, apparently every team has a top quarterback. But if only their situation was a little bit better, if only they had a better coach and a better team, then they would be a top 5 quarterback. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing that I consistently observe week after week after week with these teams. Again, just watch those. People said that, they were saying that Justin Fields, was awesome against the Dallas Cowboys when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's just like, that alone shows you the delusion that we're talking about here. To point and use that game as a reference when he was a massive reason why. And they were going, no, the defense let him down. The defense only gave up 20 points. And the Dallas Cowboys defense, Micah Parsons wasn't even playing. Their best defensive player. They were all banged up defensively. And yet Justin Fields struggled. He threw for 140 yards. Like, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't go. And when they want to reference like a Patrick Mahomes 140-yard game or Jalen Hurts 140-yard game, yeah, that's all they needed in that game. The Pittsburgh Steelers needed more out of Justin Fields, and he could not deliver. And he missed multiple key elementary layup throws that he could not do that would have won the game. And he could not do that. Could not do that. So to use that game as a reference point is just wild to me. So do I think that the Jets could be, competent and win some games? Absolutely. Do I think that Justin Fields can have some success? Absolutely. But this idea that Justin Fields is ready to pop and that he's going to be this big top winner, is that a possibility? Sure. Is that probable? No. Is there evidence to suggest that anything that the people that from the Jets organization are saying is true? No. No, there's not. No, there's not. Just a reality, man. It is. It's just the reality. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Justin Fields as a starter for the New York Jets? Do you agree with Woody Johnson that Fields will be a total winner for you? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.